Hello, everybody. I am so excited that you are back for another session with me. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Sybil. I am here to help creative professional women build profitable brands that they love. So if that is you, let's dive in. Today, I want to talk about my anti-avatar exercise because I was in a conversation with a fellow creative professional, and she was saying that her brand isn't sticky and she wasn't quite sure how to repackage or remessage herself. And we were walking through some of her marketing problems and marketing challenges, which anytime someone says they've got a marketing or sales issue, I'm going to always take it back to your product and your brand. And then I'm going to take it back to, are you clear? So I was like, there's nothing wrong with your marketing. You're in sales. So we know you know how to sell. And what we kept finding is her message just was not compelling enough. And I said, well, tell me a little bit about who you're trying to attract. And she was like, I want to talk to these people, and these people. And I said, that's great. Have you also thought about the people you don't want to talk to and why? And she was like, yeah, well, I know I can't serve everyone. I'm like, okay, great. Glad we agree on that one. But tell me a little bit more about some of the people that you have found yourself having to fire. And if you have ever worked with me, or if you know anything about me, I don't love the idea of firing clients. I would rather us weed them out on the front end so that we don't have to have so many uncomfortable conversations. And so often, because we have hearts of service, because we want to help everybody, because we want to serve and be well and do well, we'll sometimes take clients that are simply not ideal. And so I had her work through some of the uncomfortable conversations, some of the clients that she has worked with in the past or have right now in her current book that just don't make her feel good. They didn't bring her the warm and fuzzies. These are the clients that bring us red flags. And at the end of that exercise, I thought about how I could have helped her better, quicker, faster. And she said, well, Sybil, why don't you turn this into a YouTube? And I was like, you know what? You got it. So because a thoughtful woman who partners with me said, Sybil, create the video, and she found the information that I shared useful, I'm going to share it with you all today. So if that is you and you've ever had to fire a client, put in the comments, like, what were the grounds for termination? What were red flags that you saw maybe on the onset that really pushed you to have to fire them? Or maybe you feel like firing a client, but you're not quite sure how to find those words. Whatever those are, please definitely feel free to pop them in the chat. So like I said, after that conversation with her, I was like, what does this anti-avatar exercise look like? What can a rubric look like so that way you don't have to, again, go through the process of firing this person a little too late. But on the front end, you can say, you know what? I'm not the coach for you. I'm not the creative for you. I'm not the person for you. What does that look like? And I created my anti-avatar exercise based off of a really uncomfortable conversation that I myself had with someone who simply did not value the work that I do. We get into what is, of course, a discovery call and intake conversation. And about halfway through, just to set the framework for myself and how I created my anti-avatar. And she, was asking me about my pricing and that sort of thing. And I said, well, before we talk pricing, tell me, what is it that you would value most from working with me? And she was like, honestly, I don't know. Okay, well, that's a red flag. So I start talking about some of the things that I do as a personal brand specialist, how it ties into your business operations, why branding is a strategic process and not, your colors, your logo, that sort of thing. And then we get back to the pricing conversation. And I said, well, here's what it looks like to partner with me. Here's the investment. And she said, well, I just don't see the value in that. And I said, well, then, okay, great. Thank you for letting me know. Now, I think she thought I was going to put up a fight. I think she thought I was going to go into defending my business or the work that I do or the industry that I'm in. No, you have a great day. I hope you find someone that is going to serve you in the way you need to be served. I hope you find that person that is going to give you what you need to be successful in your business, and we part ways. But that got me to thinking. That was an anti-avatar. That was the person who would not have been right for me. So if we had gotten to the end of that conversation If she said, Sybil, where do I sign up? I would have said, no, you can't sign up. But I also realized that it's really hard to say no's when we don't have standards for how we're going to govern our no that align with our core values, that align with how we're building and driving our business and growing towards the clients that we want to attract. And so I created my anti-avatar exercise. I actually have a template here. I even gave her a name. And it really comes down to more than how long you've been in business or the industries that I'm not going to serve. This goes down to core values that align with you and your business. That goes down to what people are saying during that discovery call that give you pause or hesitation as a business owner, but you can't quite put your hand on it. And so some things that are included in my anti-avatar, and I invite you to think about some of these anti things as a part of your business too. So anti-avatars for me are women who are not women of faith or believers. Do I say you have to be a Christian? No. But at the end of the day, if I say, hey, I'm going to pray for you in your business, that's what I intend to do. And so if you're someone who doesn't believe in prayer or doesn't want me to pray over you or over the things that you're doing, I'm not the person for you. I'm not the service provider for you. Second to that would be the woman who is what I call a soloist. So you are a soloist. That means you think you have to do everything in your business by yourself. Solopreneurs know that at some point we need help. We have to hire help. We have to get a coach. We have to read a book, something like that. Soloists think, oh, in due time, my expertise will shine through. So if you're a soloist, you're probably not watching this video anyway. But if you have experienced soloists, y'all, tell me what that experience has been like for you. You know what kind of personality it is, right? Someone who thinks that they can't give up any control. Someone who would rather dig their heels in deep than ask for help when help is presenting themselves. Who go off cliches and quips as a way to excuse themselves from why their business is not being successful. And so that's a part of my anti-avatar persona. If they exhibit any of those traits, I am not the person for you. Something else that my anti-avatar cannot do is clearly express what their visions are. And I'm not saying the vision has to be made plain, but you should be able to see beyond today into your future, into your tomorrow. And if you can't clearly articulate even a glimpse of that to me, then chances are I'm not supposed to work with you, because I work with women who are visionaries. I work with women who are game changers, who want to solve big problems in amazing ways. And if you can't clearly articulate why that is the dream, or that you don't have dreams at all, I'm not for you and you are not for me. Something else that is really key for me are women who make excuses about why their business is not working. That's definitely one of those red flags when I get into a discovery call conversation and a woman says, yep, I've done everything and there's nothing else that can be done. It's almost like the excuse is built in the reason about why your business isn't working, and you don't realize you might be the problem. You are on my anti-avatar list. Some other things that are red flags for me is they lack hope. If you are so deeply down in the bottom, there is no amount of energy that I can provide you that's going to give you hope for why your business will succeed. Like, that has to come from you someplace else. Women who have limiting beliefs about their business and who they are and what they can achieve, probably not going to align with the type of work and the level of work and the experience that I provide. Words that they use. I have a word list that is in my anti-avatar profile. And things like, I don't enjoy what I do. I don't care what I sell. It doesn't matter what you call it. Let's just get it done. Again, those are red flag words for me, because I work with women who are passionate about what they do. They're on fire to solve the problems for their clients. They've studied not only their industry, but also what their clients need. They have a burning desire to leave the world a little bit better than the way that they found it. And so if that is not you, right, those are the anti-avatar. And so I thought about all of these things that are in the anti-avatar list. And then at the very end of my discovery call, which I don't think a lot of people do, and this is definitely one of the things that I tell any woman that I partner with in business is, do I choose you? If you don't have that at the bottom of your discovery call, it needs to be there. And so often when we hear from sales professionals and these high-end sales coaches, and they'll say, ask the 5 whys. You got it. I'll get to my 5 whys. But at the end of that discovery call, do I choose you? It is not enough that this client wants to work with you. You also want to work with them. Otherwise, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to feel like backbreaking work. It's going to always feel like there's an incongruence in how you're serving and what their expectations are. And if that is unclear for you, that this is somebody who agrees with your process and the guarantees that you have in your business, they are not for you. And I know it can be really challenging to make these decisions on the front end, but I promise you it will benefit your business in the long haul, because you're going to be attracting the clients where it feels like an easy yes to say yes to these people. So moving beyond the anti-avatar, because like I said, she's got a name, and there are a couple of other things listed here. Her false beliefs that don't align with my belief system, that sort of thing. I said, well, what do I do with this? Because it's not enough to say what you don't want. In business, you have to say what you do want. And so then that led me to a good old chat GPT prompt. And what I did is I put my anti-avatar in chat GPT, and I said, chat GPT, please create discovery questions that will help me uncover whether or not this person would be ideal for me to serve. And I put everything in chat GPT, from do they have a sense of urgency? Do they have an immediate problem that I can solve? These are the list of false beliefs. What are some questions that I can ask to uncover them? What their goals are. Do they have values and visions that align with mine? Are they okay with me praying over their business? Do they have dreams that are outside of themselves or buying the next new car? Do they understand that they are solving a big problem? And then ChatGPT spat out a list of about 12 questions for me to add to my discovery call that have more to do with alignment with me, how I serve, and my value system, than whether or not I'm uncovering their problems. And in me asking those questions, I'm still uncovering their problems. I'm still figuring out whether or not I can solve them. And at the end is the most powerful question, which is, do I choose you? And if I get to the end of that discovery call and I am in my gut saying, I don't think I choose you, then I know it is my opportunity to say, hey, I'm going to be an excellent referral partner right now. It seems like you need something outside of what I'm offering. Let me connect you to 3 women, or not 3 women, but let me connect you to 3 service providers that are in my network that I trust, who might be able to serve you well and better for the needs that you have. And I think there's such an appreciation that people have when you're honest with them about whether or not you can help them and serve them in the season that they're in. And who knows, they might come back later and say, thank you, Sybil, I worked with XYZ person. I'm now ready to work with you. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull out those discovery questions one more time and see, do we now align with my core values and my value system, the brand that I am building, and the vision that you are trying to build in your business? And if all of those things align, I am more than happy to partner with you. So as I begin to wrap up, ask yourself, is there a way for you to create that anti-avatar so you can stop firing clients and start attracting the right ones? Or the clients you know that have been wrong for you, and you take them anyway? Then you can start adjusting how you ask questions to make sure you are weeding people out and getting to the correct yeses for the business that you are trying to build. I hope this helps you, because I think so often we as women, we as creatives, we as people who just want to get out there and do all of the things, we can also lose sight of who we are. And then we end up compromising our core. We end up compromising the business that we want to be in. We end up over serving or over explaining or overdoing things in ways that don't feed us. We end up pouring into people who are not reciprocating the energy that we are providing. And that's not the type of business that I want for you. I was talking to another coach, and she said she specializes in gentle entrepreneurship. And I love that. So think of this as your opportunity to be gentle with yourself, to give yourself space to say, these are the types of clients that I know will never work for me, and say that is okay too. I want you to feel like you can give yourself permission to serve the clients at the highest level in the skill set that you desire to give them, and know everything in your business is going to flow and be smooth because of it and not in spite of it. So, if you've enjoyed any of my rant today, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Don't forget to stay tuned for some other videos. I went live today because of timing, but typically I will definitely make sure because consistency matters. But I also know that getting the message out there is always going to be the most important thing. So, I will see you all on the other side. Till next side, don't forget to be the one. Bye for now.